What is happening in professional wrestling?
Yes, what is happening in professional wrestling? So the first thing that happened in professional wrestling that sticks in my brain is the long-awaited debut of the very evil Danhausen. Yes, making his debut in front of a hot crowd in Long Island, New York, and was super over, had a great entrance, the Munsters vibe on his music, everything was hitting, and he was kind of squashed. And I think you were okay with it. I wasn't okay with it. Something just didn't sit right with me about this. Yeah, we're going to go over that too, Mike. We got Sasha and Naomi as well, but I wanted to get this Danhausen thing out just because it just hasn't been sitting right with me. I guess because to me, Tony Nese being from Long Island, and you can tell the ref should have called an audible because it's just like, oh wow, he's in Long Island, but he's not getting any response. He's not getting heat, but he's not like he's a Long Island guy. And they kind of used Danhausen being over to try to put that heat on Tony Nese, but I don't feel like it necessarily worked.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it didn't work out for Tony Nese. I don't see this in any way reflect Danhausen in a bad way.
No, it's not going to hurt him, I don't think.
I mean, I get how, definitely from a Tony Nese perspective, but let's face it, Tony Nese right now is kind of a boring gimmick.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a lot. His physique is outstanding.
Yeah.
But he kind of looks like, Tony who works at Radio Shack, right?
Yeah.
For the most part. And like under the shirt, he just, you know what I mean? He works out, but he works at Radio Shack. He doesn't really have a gimmick. He's got like a John Cena type face where he could be a pro wrestler or an Applebee's manager.
Either way, he probably lives in his mom's basement.
Yeah, and Matt, you're not an avid watcher, and we showed you the match, like, and you're like, oh wow, that guy actually, he looks like he's the wrestler compared, but Danhausen looked obviously way more colorful, right? So
right, more colorful, but definitely looked like maybe a little too many beers on the weekend there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Look, Tony Nese, no one, his gimmick is real because he's a premier athlete, and clearly he's a premier athlete. And I think Tony Khan was trying to get the Danhausen rub to try to get some heat on Tony Nese, and I just don't think it worked. I think he needs to be repackaged to the point where I don't think it's going to hurt Danhausen at all. But I think it's going to hurt Tony Nese at all because all it did, it gave him channel changing heat. Like, why would you do that to this guy that's so... And it didn't matter because they still did what they really wanted to accomplish. They set up the Hookhausen shirt. Now, Hook got that pop like, wow, he is like mega over. So when he came out, people, that crowd came to life. But I just don't think it just worked. I don't know. Mike says, I think they missed a chance to show Danhausen can go over on Muscleheads. I don't know what they're... And here's the only thing that I think may have happened is maybe Danhausen is still a little bit hurt, and they just kind of rushed this to actually go in there. Because you notice he didn't really do anything. He didn't even take a bump. He took a couple of shots, but he didn't take a bump. Maybe this is a shoot, like we want to get you in the ring, but you're not ready for a match yet.
I think maybe you save that, right? You say when Danhausen finally, because we don't know what Danhausen's powers are.
No,
we don't know what his moves are. When that finally breaks and we get to see that, it's going to be huge. So I'm okay. Stretch it out a little bit, build it up a little bit. We know eventually Danhausen's going to beat someone, but like it's okay. I was okay with it. I was fine with it. And the thing is like Danhausen being sort of a comedy gimmick, I feel like it makes it more acceptable for him to get squashed immediately. It's funny.
Yeah, it's not gonna hurt. It's definitely not gonna hurt him. If he's still very nice, yeah, that's still. I don't think it's gonna hurt him, but I feel like that crowd was too hot. I'd rather have seen the exact scenario play out, but the bell never rang. What if they just did that? What if the bell never rang? And he's like, I'm a premier athlete, and you're putting me with this painted up clown. No, I'm just gonna knock him the F out. No match, and just leave him laying and then walk out and flip him off. I think that would have got Tony Nese more heat.
Yeah, I can see that.
I would have. I think he needs to bring out a jar of his teeth. Again, but Tony Nese, he still has that 205 vibe right? The 205 Live vibe.
Oh, he was a 205 guy.
Yeah, he was a 205 guy, and he's a Long Island guy. It's just like he should have been way more over than he was. That crowd had no reaction. They had a Baron Corbin old Baron Corbin. Happy Corbin, everyone's okay with, but Baron Corbin, that no reaction just sucks, and he shouldn't have. Maybe they just make him like an action figure character, like maybe just literally like paint lines in there for him. Something. I just don't think Premier Athlete is just like, yeah. I mean, this dude might be a UFC fighter. I don't know, but I just want him to be a little bit more. I'd love to hear Jim Cornette's take on Tony Nese. I'd love to hear that.
Is it out yet?
No, I don't think. Well, if it's out, I haven't seen it yet. But I'd love to get his take because he's another one that's just like, I don't care. Can you work? This isn't about strength. This is about technique. This is about finesse. And this is about getting over and connecting with the crowd. And Tony Nese, he's over. Obviously, he has a great look. He can work. It has nothing to do, but just like he's not connecting. If you don't connect with your hometown audience, who are you going to connect with?
Are we going to get Hookhausen at Double or Nothing?
Yeah. I think we're going to get Hook. I feel like they're really good. That slow burn with Hook, I don't know if it's intentional or on purpose, but it's working because every time, that guy just seems more over every time he comes out. And I think they are going to make some kind of they have to have some kind of showing at Double or Nothing. I eventually can see them with the tag belts. I think they can easily carry the tag belts. I think once that actually happens, it's going to get over huge. And because they're already setting up for Jurassic having some kind of breakup, and that belts are going to drop. They're going to have to drop it to heels, but whoever heels drop it, I hope Hookhausen is built up enough to the point now where they get a run with those belts and get them over. Because you said it, you nailed. Or maybe Mike said it. One of you said it that they had. AEW has a problem of waiting too long to put their over guys, the belts on their over guys. Was that you?
100%, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. They need to get the tag belts on them. Just get the tag belts on them. Even whether it's a fluke win or whatever, just get the tag belts on them. Hookhausen versus Black Bolt BCC feels immensely needed. Yeah, I think that would put Hook and Hausen. Oh, and that would be crazy because Brian would kick the crap out of Hausen's face, and I think that would win that respect. First we bleed together, then we drink together. So, but yeah, we'll do next week. We'll do a Double or Nothing preview. I forgot that's coming up quick, and that's on Memorial Day weekend. So I'm definitely going to be checking that out. That's coming out soon. But
hey, just wanted to throw in there, we got a new subscriber.
Oh, yeah.
So
nice.
New subscriber live. Thank you there.
All right. Yeah, thank you.
Shout out to new subscribers.
Yeah, thank you. New subscribers. So
Scarlett, I think we all know her.
Yeah.
If you're watching and you haven't subscribed, look at this little logo beneath you.
Yeah, bang.
Just do
bang,
it. Just emulate this logo.
Click.
And it'll be good, and we can do more shows.
Click, click, click. Yeah, I feel like the live stuff it's doing well. We're up and to the right, and that's the trajectory that we need to be in. The other big piece of pro wrestling drama that we could talk about, and I think everybody can associate with this. It's not necessarily just related to pro wrestling, but Sasha Banks and Naomi walked out. They literally threw their belts on Johnny Laurinaitis' desk and like, you guys don't respect the belt, you don't respect us, and they walked out. Like legit walked out. I think it's a shoot. A lot of people are wondering if it's a work because WWE put out a statement saying that there are performers and we wrote them scripts and they didn't perform, their duties. They can't just walk out on a job like that. So they made it seem like it was a shoot. What do you guys think? You think it's a work or you think it's a shoot?
Feels like a shoot to me.
Feels like a shoot, right?
Yeah, it's one of those things that can kind of go either way, right? And you can kind of just let it play itself out.
Vince is the master of that. He will turn, everyone still thinks the Montreal Screwjob could have been a work and only certain people knew, but it doesn't matter because eventually Vince turned it into the evil Vince McMahon character and he took a shoot and turned it into a work. I've told you this before Mario, you get to the point where you work yourself up into a shoot. It's kind of like having that fake argument, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, are we really fighting? You worked yourself into a shoot. That's happened in a lot of matches. I think they'll work themselves into a shoot, but Sasha's walked out before.
Sasha has walked out before.
She has walked out before.
And she's in Star Wars, so I mean...
She's a freaking Mandalorian, man. She's a Mandalorian. And she was on the Stone Cold podcast, and Stone Cold also had a history of walking out. I'm not putting over Brock Lesnar. That doesn't make any sense. Bad creative. I need to leave. And look, we worked with a company that they would not take our good creative, and sometimes they run with the bad creative. Wouldn't it be nice and freeing to just say, screw it, I'm going to walk out, instead of just saying, well, we should just do the bad creative?
I'm gonna walk out and make Satan Shark?
Yes, yeah. We're leaving and we're making Satan Shark for sci-fi, man.
Wait, what about if Satan Shark spills a cup of coffee on their laptop?
Oh no!
Yeah, we've unfortunately we've all. You would love the freeing feeling of walking out, and look, I know these guys. It's very debatable because they are independent contractors that are not allowed to contract with anybody else. So they are locked in like employees, but their contracts as independent contractors. And they're basically, if they don't have creative control wording in their contract, you are at the mercy of bad or good creative. So what do you do? Because wrestling is a little bit different, right? Wrestling is not like these actors that'd be like, oh, I just play that on TV. Like Ric Flair says, I'm freaking Ric Flair 24/7, 365. So in a way, you're messing with my personal brand of who I am. Because people don't say, oh, that's not Sasha Banks. That's whatever her real name is. And no, they look at it as just, they look at that stuff carries a little bit more weight because there's a gray area between what's a shoot and what's entertainment, and that's where that sports and that simulated combat, if you will. So I'm all for him. I hope it's a shoot, and I hope it walked out because The Rock said this a long time ago. It's like, you guys are getting paid really well, and that could be a detriment to your personal brand. You need to have the courage to basically speak up and say, no, this doesn't work. That's the shits. I'm going to get out of here.
You think about it, the best paying jobs I've ever had have been the worst jobs I've ever had.
Yeah, it's the golden handcuffs, man. Yeah. It's just a good job will kill a great dream. Let me give you a few lists of names of people who did say, no, we're doing it this way. Roman Reigns, current Roman Reigns, head of the table. Stone Cold. CM Punk took his ball and went home for 7 years. He said, screw it, I'm not doing this stupid shit anymore. And he went home. I think they're all doing pretty well for themselves, yeah?
Yep.
I think you do need to have the courage. And Sasha said it on the Stone Cold podcast. It's like, I need to get out of that stage that say, look, thank you for, I'm no longer blessed to be here. Thank you for the pizza. Thank you for the hot dog. You know what? I eat steak now. There's a new chapter. I'm not always going to be, thank you, sir, may I have another? Thank you, sir, may I have another? Sometimes you just got to walk out if the creative's the shits. And if they're going to keep hiring people that aren't former pro wrestlers like me, and you say, no, you don't have enough experience, you're going to hire a soap opera writer, and they're going to write stupid shit, and like, well, they're going to like it, and don't take it too serious, pal. It's just pro wrestling. No, it is serious. It is real to these people. If I can't suspend my belief, I'm not going to want to stay. And I applaud Sasha for what. And Naomi, that even took bigger she-balls because she was the one that was going to go over. They were going to give her a shot at the title, and she stuck by her partner because it doesn't really make any sense.
I mean, Mike called it right there. Sasha would be the hottest free agent in wrestling if they let her go. I think Naomi would also be a hot free agent.
Oh, yeah. They've been screwing her.
Sasha, yeah, I mean, Naomi's like so lovable. Like,
oh, my God.
She's like an underdog in a way, but she's awesome. She could go somewhere and be hot. I think the thing with WWE that makes everything so tricky is that they own the name. Sasha Banks leaves. She's no longer Sasha Banks. She's
Mercedes
Verando.
Yeah. Which I think that would be
that
fun.
Name will get over.
Yeah.
Eventually you just gotta set it up. Yeah.
I mean, do you think about Mox as Dean Ambrose anymore?
No. Dean Ambrose doesn't even exist.
Yeah, Dean Ambrose he's not around anymore. So I think Sasha would have, she's that. If you watch if you watch her WWE Evil pay-per-view on Peacock, and you see her story of how she got into pro wrestling, she has a pretty passionate story, and I applaud her for just standing up to bad creative. I mean, they're victims of their own success because they don't even have to worry about ratings anymore. They just want to cram out a bunch of content, and that's all they care about. But man, I know all of us would feel great to be able to walk out on just bad creative if you had the ability to do so.
Thunder Rosa is currently in need of a huge rivalry.
Oh my God. Can you imagine Thunder Rosa versus Mercedes? I'm already calling her that. Or
even Naomi.
Naomi. She's like, how long have they been wasting her? She's so athletic and she's so over, and she found a way to just like, I love the glow gimmick. I love.
Can you imagine
about
she went to AEW and let her do a spot fest over there? I mean, they're pretty open. They're pretty open about it over there. You know, she could just go nuts.
Oh man,
really showcase her athleticism. She'd be so over.
I just don't know. And here's the tricky part is for Naomi is obviously she's married to Uso, and my thing is like, why didn't you make her a heel anyway? Make her part of the bloodline since she's bloodline by marriage. And I think she could have been a part of that. But that's going to be tricky because now you have your husband that's part of a big storyline. But obviously Roman Reigns has some pull. So there's two different stories that are playing out by two different superstars walking out. And I think Sasha's walkout and Naomi's walkout are going to be handled completely different. And I don't know what's going to come of it. Like, are they going to be suspended? Like if we walked out on our jobs, I mean, we're done, but technically they're contractors, right? But they're not employees, but they don't get paid and treated like employees. So it's tricky. It's tricky business, man. Oh yeah. Ruby Riott. She's another one. Look how much she got over just by leaving. And well, I don't even remember what her actual, now it's Ruby Soho. Ruby Soho is a way better name anyway. And they actually have the music to go with it. Yeah, and Charlotte is married to Andrade now. So, and I thought she had more stroke than maybe she actually does. Like she has all the stroke for her own character and she can protect herself. I just don't know if she has the stroke there's the stroke that protects you, and then there's that click stroke that you protect other people too. Charlotte can protect herself. Sasha just wants that protect herself because the tag team belts, they're treated like garbage.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And
I think I thought that was a great team at WrestleMania when we saw, Sasha, Naomi, and Bianca all with the belts. I was like, this is great. I like this as a faction. Let's do this.
That's a great faction.
WWE does have the tendency to just throw things away and not give them a chance to build. Whereas Tony Khan, I feel like, lets things build.
Vince is going to be part of my freaking Hollywood laws. Maddie, you remember my Hollywood laws. That should be one of them. You're not allowed to end a story without giving a story a proper ending, or you're going to get it's a freaking felony. You're going to be fined. You're going to be fined.
I think that amendment has been fully ratified and
Yes.
implemented now. So, yeah.
I think that is one of the Hollywood laws because, I hate hanging shads. I hate them. Well, hanging chads is that how you say it? Shads?
Shads.
Hanging shads. Yeah, I hate them. Just like, why are you leaving this stuff out there?
Getting eaten by all them sharks.
Are we supposed to forget that this stuff happened? I don't want to forget. If you're the novella that never ends, then don't just act like something didn't happen and just throw... If you wrote, you guys both worked in Hollywood. You understand. If you wrote a film and you wrote your own rule book, when you break the rules of your own rule book, your story falls apart.
Unless you're like M. Night and have a reason to do it, right?
Yeah. Maybe, right? But it's just like, but if it's part of the story that it falls apart and you're breaking some kind of fourth wall. But if you're just like, oh, remember that character? Oh, never mind. That character doesn't exist. Just forget it.
I think that show's called Lost.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And they were victims of their own success with that. Yeah. And they're like, oh, screw it. Well, we created these characters because we thought we had 6 seasons. Oh, never mind. Let's just kill them off and bury them, and we'll just give them a dumb storyline.
Unfortunately, it's just that short-sightedness.
Yeah.
Right?
I know it's just like, if it can do better, shouldn't you do better if it can be better?
Not if you're making money.
And that's the problem.
Money is the golden ticket. I don't know if you've heard this.
I
before.
got a golden
'Cause
ticket.
You can take this money and trade it for other things you like homes and vacations and things like that of that
Yes.
nature. So people like money.
Yeah,
they
I
like money.
I
Though.
like money.
Almost as much as fish.
Oh man, no, money. Fish is tender in certain spots, right? That's where you barter from. So, but those are the two big things for me for wrestling news. We got Double or Nothing coming up. We had Mission Pro just had a show last week. Shout out to our friends at Mission Pro. Don't forget to go to titlenetwork.net and check out their pay-per-view. Can't Stop Me Now.
We need to sponsor another show and go back to Conroe. I really enjoyed that.
I know. I really was just like, it was really good. And I was like, cool. I like this experience. Let's do it next time they go to Austin. But I don't think they're coming back here. I think they've been to San Antonio. But we just need to, I think we're down to do that. Because they're doing great stuff over there. Again, that's where you find the passion is still alive. And I hope, that, the talent there is making enough money that they can really just focus on that passion. And because once you get that money, it's hard to be like Sasha and hold on to that passion and say, you know what, screw it. I got Mandalorian money. I can tell you to screw off.
That last lineup looked so good. They had Delilah Doom was there, Willow Nightingale. I really wanted to go, but maybe the next one.
Yeah.
Let's get on the poster for the next one.
Yeah, we need to get on the poster. Mike said the golden rule will be a blank check. Whoever has the money makes the rules. And man, the rules are so dumb though. Why are the rules so dumb? I was like, it's cool if you have the money, you want to make the rules, but can you just do us a solid and not make them so stupid?
Yeah, we're trying to watch the show over here.
Yeah, just like, again, we're the fans that are always going to be watching. And I guess if it really gets to the point where you really want to, if I can change, you can change. Anybody can change. Does that mean we got to change the streaming channel? Is that the only way that's going to stop? Do I need to turn off auto record on these shows because I'm getting counted as somebody's like, well, pal, this person's watching. Even if I don't watch, even if it takes me 10 minutes to watch a 3 hour and 10-minute show, it's like they get my credit. Yep. What is the deal with ratings? Why did ratings die? When did Netflix cause this too? You guys, I mean, you're in the industry.
Well, streaming in general, ended ratings because now that things are streaming, it's not based on ad revenue; it's based on what you pay per month.
But here's the craziest shit, and it was just hit me the other day. It's so freaking crazy. Like the Nielsen ratings that everybody, marketing dollars lived and died by. It was still just an aggregate. It's just an average of whoever had these devices in their house. It's just like, so it's just a kind of a ballpark, right? Where now everybody's got a freaking IP address. You literally can get the most precise ratings you've ever had in the history of the medium, but we're not going to tell you, dog.
But my privacy, bro.
But like, what? It's like they know. Is it a privacy thing?
Probably.
Because IP addresses do fall under that, the whole GDPR, that it is something, but you can get the most precise ratings you've ever gotten in the history of entertainment, but we're not going to tell you. But I guess but now is Netflix going to change this? Because Maddie, you were saying that Netflix is thinking about throwing some ads in there.
Yeah, low tiers, they're going to put ads, and I think that's going to push a lot of people away. And even me, I asked, my wife, like, hey, are we watching Netflix stuff? Because after I'm done with the new season of Ozarks, I want to cancel it.
Yeah, it's done.
Just as a kind of a
You're taking the stand. Yeah, you got to take the stand.
And Netflix will have dumb ads.
Yeah.
It'll be like Joe's Mattress Warehouse.
Well, and I saw something that a lot of the customers that they're losing right now are long-term subscribers that have been subscribers for, like myself, over a decade.
Back to the disc day. You got the disc in the mail, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely, because you don't think about it, but Netflix is one of the more expensive streaming services.
May have not, shared them all over the college dorm room at the time, right? And sent them back after 15 people watched it,
but they're in a way that's what was part of their charm, and they were already making so much money.
Yeah.
Like what changed?
Cutting off their legs before they've even really ran.
Yeah.
Right? I think in losing those active monthly subscribers, what are you really winning by cracking down on password sharing and implementing ads? In the fact that I think it really has created such a groundswell of people just wanting to say, you know what, Netflix, I'm out. Peace.
They're gonna bug when they realize that half of their viewers don't have a account.
Yeah,
it's a shared password.
And now, how do you attract marketers that want to put it? Are you basically going to be sticking a sock in your boxers and just say, well, we can't give you the numbers, but we're Netflix. Hey, we're Netflix. Hey, hey.
Have you seen BoJack yet?
Right. So I don't know how do they justify that? Mike says Nielsen's still out there. They sell all that data now. No more free trial for the world. I don't know, man. But going back to the whole Vince thing, he's a victim of that too. He's a victim of that too. That Peacock, he's got that Peacock money. He's got that Fox money. That's why he got away from even pay-per-views. Like, who cares? You know who we are, and they're a brand that's not gonna. But I don't know. It just comes back to. But if you can make it good, shouldn't you?
No.
I mean, you got your talent. I mean, look, and a shout out to our friend of the show, Dave LaGreca. We met him at the sponsored show, speaking of that. But if you listen to him and Bully Ray break down, they are better than any analyst on just like any other sport. That's like the equivalent of the NFL channel. They're so good at breaking it down. And Bully Ray breaking down the stuff that happened with Sasha and Naomi and why Vince is doing some of the creative he's doing. If there was an award, he should be winning it. It's that good. So you have all this former talent that you got over, that, you got the Mick Foleys and, Stone Cold. That's like, well, that's stupid shit. Why are you doing that? You got these guys telling you that, and you're still like, now, we got this. Don't worry. We got this idea. Hey, we'll just pull toilet water on it. And just like, it's good because it's content, because that's all we care about. And now it's coming down to
wonder later, why does it smell like toilet water?
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, well, it's got hashtags. People are talking about it. That's all they care about now, right? That's more important, is the social chatter. Even if it's bad or it's good, people are talking about it. And then you got the Andrew Dice Clay who's like, hey, I couldn't get better press if I wrapped my dick around the mic stand. Oh, it's just like you're just talking about it, and that's all they care about. And it's just make it good. That's all we want. That's it. End of rant.
That's fair.
This rant was brought to you by Goober Grape. When you can't make your mind up between peanut butter and jelly, why not both?